All right, guys. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning to every one of you guys. This is Jay Randy here. On welcome to the show. Thank you guys so much for taking your time out. It's Sunday evening here, my side here, and we are trying to wrap up the month of September. Today is the 24th of September. We have roughly about 6 more days to go, and then by next week, I believe Sunday, yes, hopefully by Sunday of next week, we should probably be looking at the month of October. Yes, October. A week from today, we are going to be entering into October, and then we're going to run that week of October. So a week from today, I believe will be the last week of election and campaign in Liberia. And as we look forward to October the 6th, which will be the week after on that Tuesday, it is time that Liberians will be going out there to make their decision. Every one of us on Facebook, on the radio in Liberia, everyone is trying to do their best to make sure that the best decision is made by the people of Liberia. No matter the situation, there will be regrets, there will be consequences, and every one of us will have to live by it. But the level at which everyone going to be living by that decision is going to be very, very different. It will be different in the sense that some of us who live in the developed world, we got something to fall back on. Just how many left Liberia during the heat of the war, they survived over here. Ellen came to power over there for 12 years. They survived. Weah is there for 6 years. They survived. But most of the people back home, we still see the challenges today. But the challenges in terms of the ability to strive from one government to another is kind of different. I understand that Liberians want to be part of the political process, but what I'm still in doubt about is the fundamental understanding of what an election is to many Liberians, especially those back home. I still believe that they don't have the fundamental understanding of what an election is all about, and that is the issue. As we look forward to the last week in the election campaign season, which coming on next week, I'm not yet convinced that many Liberians clearly understand what they are going to be voting for, other than party line. And I'm not going to say I stand to be corrected, but I believe so. That many Liberians will be voting and they will not be voting on the issue. One reason here is many Liberians, if you look across the entire campaign that we have carried out, or we will manage to watch the entire campaign, all right? Oh, goodness. Oh, that's not nice. All right. So, as I said, many, many Liberians will be going to the poll on October the 10th with limited understanding of what they're going to be voting for. Yes, with limited understanding. That is my assessment from what I have learned on Facebook. For me, I'm data driven, and the way I collect my data is by interacting with people and getting the sense. We may have an election, but I don't think our people really understand why. I would say majority of them do not understand why they are voting, because it they have not been taught what actually an election is all about. They are not being taught. Yes, they are not being taught what actually an election is all about. But I hope that after this election, there will be a new chapter in our life so that we can focus on things like trying to educate our people how to be able to discuss the issue. The issue is very key in any election. And if the people don't get what the election is supposed to be about, it become a challenge. And there are so many things that I have done in my personal ways, from posting to understanding what a Liberian really understand, to discussing the issue, and to also see how they respond to things. And it has been very, very difficult for me to find Liberians like in other countries where you have them sitting down. Maybe you're sitting down around a table and then somebody in the middle and just asking people, what is your number one issue in this election? Oh, for me, the election is about education. All right. I was not fortunate to finish high school or go to college. So I'm looking forward to this candidate, or I'm looking forward to the government to do X, Y, and Z. And then when you come to your right hand side, say, hey, what is the main issue here? Or what are the issues you have? Well, for me, I'm very much concerned about security. And I think looking at how the country has been, and I want to see security in the country that will provide comfort. And when you look at somebody, say, okay, for me in the middle, for me, I really want to see job and economic growth in this country. And I think we can do more. And then maybe somebody will just raise their hand and say, hey, for me, I want to see decentralization. I am looking for a candidate who will empower our people in the different counties. I want to see superintendent getting elected. I want to see mayor getting elected, because if we decentralize, I think like probably when we start to see this kind of conversation happening across our different communities in Liberia and in the diaspora, that when I can say to anyone that we are making progress in our democracy. The more we start to discuss things that are not usual, but things that are unusual, that when we actually start to see things. So, I mean, that's just my opinion. I stand by it, and I'm not going to say no to that, because if we don't expand ourselves, we're not going to be a better country anytime soon. Yes, we'll not be a better country anytime soon. Because if you still believe that superintendents that are in charge of a county that continue to increase in size of population, and you want to depend on a president in Monrovia to tell the superintendent what to do, and without the superintendent hearing from the president, nothing can be done in our county. I believe that when the central government from 1847 decided to appoint superintendent, my thing here is, or my thought is, perhaps they say, you know what, the people up there, they are not literate enough. They are not well educated. So what we're going to do, we're going to put training wheel on their leadership. We will assign them, and then we, train wheel them so that they can get to master. But when you think about it, when will we take off that training wheel? We have been in existence for almost what, 176 years, and countries like Ghana, Nigeria, and other places are voting for their county's official, especially those who are in charge of the county, and up to now we have not done so. That is something that we need to focus on, folks. That is something that we need to really focus on, and those are things that need to be part of this election as well. All right. And I'm not seeing anybody who is talking about, oh, we need to look at the Constitution of Liberia. A vast majority of the people say we need to look at the Constitution of Liberia. Since 1986, it has been a very long time. What in the Constitution that I think we need to fix? By the way, when you look at this election, as people go to the poll to vote, I really want to understand what are some of the issue, the constitutional issue that people are going to be voting for. Some places like in America, when you go vote, people talk about, do you want gun control? Aside from your candidates, whether it is the CDC candidate, whether it is the Unity Party candidate, whether it is the communist candidates, under each of those major candidates, there are other sub each title down there. Let's say, for example, this coming election in Liberia, are we going to see a choice on the list? Maybe you hit Georgia, and then under Georgia, you got, do you want superintendent to be elected? Do you want to have mayor to be elected? Do we have those things in our country, folks? I mean, let's think about those things. But anyway, let me hold you guys right there, and let me share the video here because I have a few announcements to make. All right, few announcements to make here. So as you contemplate on the little thing I just said, let me just share the video here and quickly here so that we can get into the discussion here. But I can say to you guys that I don't think our democracy is making any progress. And how long? Because as Liberian, we hold things for a very long time. Liberian hold things for a very long time, which is not a good thing to do. Yes. We had government that were in power for 133 years. Now that we got a democracy here, since Taylor redrew the political map, where we have more representatives from the different counties, and we had 2 senators from each county. Now, the issue of decentralization in our democracy, I don't know how long they think going to drag on. Maybe it's going to drag on forever. Maybe by the year 2047, when Liberia turned 200 years old, guess what? I think we'll still be looking at a Central Monrovia government to be appointed superintendent. We cannot be 200 years old and still be looking out to Monrovia for anything. That is going to prolong and the growth of the country in terms of the human element development and other necessary things. So those are things that I'm thinking about, all right? And as a policy maker in this country, we look at policy, we look at things that will get things going. So I'm just speaking from that background and of making change or improving our process improvement. That's where I'm looking at things from. But nowadays the different platform, they are only bringing people on who just talk about, oh, this candidate, but they're not discussing other issue in the country that Liberians need to understand. And they're not discussing this issue at all. They're discussing the issue. So our election will just be an event thing that, oh, after every 6 years we go for election, we're just going to select a president or representative or senator, case closed, we go back. But what about the other essential things that will make the country better? What are some of the essential things? We are not engaging ourselves into those things. And that is why people are not so attracted to discussing politics. People are more attracted to discussing other miscellaneous things and not keeping our country behind. So I just want to register that with you guys today. All right. So I would like to say this to many of you guys who watching here, who are watching here with me tonight. We're going to make a very big adjustment here going forward. Maybe today we will start the process, but the show, that is the J Randy show, will be running only for 1 hour. Yes, only for 1 hour. Yes, only for 1 hour. So I saw that I started the show around 7:29 today. So by 8:29, the show will be shut down. And then as far as my morning show goes, if we do continue that, we will be running that maybe up to an hour, 45 minutes up to an hour. I want to restrict my time on social media. All right, I want to restrict my time, and I do appreciate every one of you guys and who continue to be here and watch and watching the show with me. But we want to put a time now on what we do here because we feel that it is very important. It is very helpful for you, and it is helpful for me. So the show will be time. I'm trying to keep the evening show maybe to 7:30, where I can start at 7:30 and be done at 8:30, or maybe start at 6:30 and be done at 7:30. But I have to study that because we are now into fall, and it will start getting dark early. So I want to make sure that we adjust the time, but that doesn't mean that I will extend my hour. No, I'm going to keep my hour down. All right. I'm going to keep my hour down to just 1 hour. All right. So I want you guys to also make that adjustment as well too. I do appreciate you guys. As long we are in good health, the show is not going to come to an end anytime soon. Even when the election is over, that will become very interesting because everything we're discussing here now is in the present. We are not too sure what we're going to be missing, but when the election is over, then we're going to look for all the deviations, and depending on the result, we will come back here and begin to discuss things. And that is why it's very, very important that you guys, if you missed the show, please come and listen to the show, because when the election is over, we are going to look at everyone missed opportunity, starting with the government. Maybe the government did not do this, or the government did this. The Unity Party did not do this, or they did this. We're going to be looking at all of that, because the reason we have to look at that is to be able to determine what might come our way next time that we can limit. But I will say this just ahead of what I just said. I strongly believe that our election, our electoral process, which was launched in 2005, that is I would say the actual election process, we have come with a little bit of success after 18 years. And the success that we have gained, Liberians are able to say which party they support. Liberians are able to participate in an electoral process or in election. But the challenges that still remain, Liberians are voting, but they do not understand the issue that's supposed to motivate the vote. Think about football back in the days. People just used to go on the field, 11 player. The coach would say the goalie in the goal, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, until they get to the 11th player on the field. And then the only game they could play, if I get the ball, I see my man over there, I pass the ball to him, pass the ball. But in today's football style, there are different set of formation they got now, right? 4-4-2, 4-3-3. So you see, our election is just like we on the field we play, but there is no formation style of play. What do I mean by that? We have the democracy. That's the game of football, right? That's a comparison now. We have the players. There are 11 on the field. But every time we play any game, it's the same 11 player. But we're not playing with style. So what I'm saying here is we need to now take the politics of our day and our time to the next level. By 2029, I really want to see Liberians on the street, in the attire shop, in the public, discussing the issue. That's what I would like to see. If I came across a marketeer, a market woman, a market guy, what are you going to be voting for? Aside from you calling the party name or the leader name, so look, I support my party, but what I would like to see my party doing is to provide security, is to provide more funding for us. My vote will be based on economic prosperity. I want to see more money being pumped into the marketing association. Go to the next person and say, look, I want to see a very good structured school system here. Elementary school, 6th grade should be tested to determine the qualification for the junior high. Junior high should be tested to determine the qualification for the high school. High school should be tested, or I would like to see high school students taking pre-college courses. That is what I'm going to be voting for. Somebody else will say, you know what? As far as the transportation sector go, we want to start engage. We want to see railroad across the country. We want to start engaging investors that will start building railroad for us. Because with the railroad system, it can easily get us to Buchanan faster. It can get us to Banga faster. So if we can start building railroads, That's something that I really want to see. That's infrastructure development. Those are issues that I would like to see Liberians discussing. But for now, I'm sorry, my brothers and sisters, we are just into the political process, but we are not actually making any changes at all. That's what I'm saying. We are not making any changes. And if we continue on this path, we will sit down here and talk politics from time to time, but we will not see any economic infrastructure and other sector improvement. Because when people discuss the issue, it draws the candidate attention. Because if you say, I want this thing to be done, and that candidate say, I'm not paying attention to it, guess what? The next candidate can say, my man, put me there, I will do it. And then it becomes a competition. Because the Liberian people are the ones who are hiring these people. If you get hired by a manager in this country, are you the one that tell the manager what to do, or the manager will tell you, this is the time you need to be to work, here is your job assignment, here is the expectation, and this is the time you leave? Right? Yes. So people who are running for public office, the people who voting for them are their bosses. So if you are the boss that know that you got problem in your community or in the county and in the country, if you are not telling the man or woman you're voting for what needs to be done, they're going to be very, very weak, unwilling to solve the problem. But when they start to hear you talking about things, they'll be like, and that will also give the other guy the opportunity to say, oh, all right, that guy or the people in that community, they want XYZ. Guess what? If you pick me, I'm going to work with you guys to get this thing done. So election should be about the issue. But when you look at things today, that's why you see someone like Boka will come here, and Boka cannot say anything. All right? Boka cannot say anything. He just can't say, oh, the people selling coach, the people doing the one here. Boka is only telling you his limited understanding of things. But if Boka start to hear people in the community and in the country say, look, we need this, Eddie did not do this, Eddie did not do this, Boka will be afraid to come and talk. And I think that's why on the platform we've been pushing about running on your record, telling the people what you have done. So I still feel that as we go into the fourth term of our election, because technically is I would say technically it is 2 terms, because adding to a year I can see it as 1 election. But when we take the technicality away and just look at it in terms of the number of election, that is the normal counting process. Eddie had 2 years, Joe we got 1 year, and then the second year is coming in. That means the term of election. Or let me just forget about the president and look at the electoral process. We are going 2 terms in our election. 2005 or 2005, 2011, 2017, and now we come to 2023. But what have we done to actually improve the process are things that we are yet to do. And this is where I come in to talk about it here. All right? So let us continue to do the best we can. Our election is still challenged. And you see, one of the reasons why people often cry after the election, the reason people start to cry, is because the people themselves who are going on the line, guess what? They didn't tell the people they voted for what they wanted to see done. And are you going to wait for the guy? Imagine you work to a place where the boss or the company don't tell you when to come to work. You know how good that would be? If the boss or the company tells you, my man, you hired today, and they don't tell you when to come to work, you are in charge of your own schedule. You know when to go to work and you know when to come home. And that's what's happening today in our election. Many people vote for the different candidates without giving them any expectation. And that's why when they get to power, they are under no pressure to say, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. Because the people who running the talk show too, they are more about personal attack than discussing the issue. Everything that I see across all the platforms is all about personal attacks. They are not even opening up the people's mind to the issue. This whole election season that we just started, that we started on the 5th of August up to this week, all I have seen on all the different platforms is personal attack. They're not discussing the issue. Because if people are discussing the issue, you will be seeing statistics, you will be seeing events, you will be seeing people performance. But there's nothing. Absolutely nothing. And they have conditioned the minds of our people, both in the diaspora and back home, to believe that the only way campaign is run is by putting out a personal attack. And the reality is, when you walk to any Liberian and ask them, what are you going to be voting for? Boka is the man. Comey is the man. President Weah is doing well. Come on, guys. We are too old to just belittle ourselves. All the tools we have, the Facebook Live, the posting, the radio station, why aren't we using this thing to discuss the issue? Why aren't we using the thing to discuss the issue? That's the problem we are facing right now. So it's too late for me. It's late because there's no way you can start to teach the issue to the people right now. It's too late. So we'll go into the election, but I can guarantee you that people will not be voting on issue. And that's why I often say, by next year around the time, people will start complaining again. Whoever wins, they will always be complaining. If Mr. Weah take back the office, well, I hope he listens to some of us here to say, you know what, I think J. Rennie making sense. Let's try to focus on some of the issue. If the people cannot get all the issue, let's go to them and sit down with them and ask them. Let's do it district by district. Because you see, the election is so unique. The process of the election is so unique that they call for campaign. The process of campaign is twofold. One, those who go in there are going to ask the people to vote for them. The people who will vote for them supposed to come and say, we got problem in the community here. Do you need our vote? Yeah, but look at our water system. Look at our school system. Look at the health. We ain't got nothing here. Tell us how you're going to fix it. Then I went down, the candidate will come and say, I am coming with great experience. My political platform is this. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. I want you to hold me up to that. And that's why when people go re-vote, there are two things happening there. The candidate who put the supporters or the population that elected that person, they will say, okay, these are the things you told us. Let's see how much you are able to accomplish. Because there are multiple things. Because if we, from Maryland, told you, say, we need an oil tanker facility. All right, you're going to be that one for as a number one priority. Well, the guy in River G is telling you, say, he need to have more stringent regulation on the unorganized exploitation of the gold and diamond in that particular county. Fine. The man Babulu said, look, we need a well-designed hospital here with some rules. The voter will get to understand that, yes, this man is president of the entire country, and there are different issues that every country will present. But let's see how far he or she going with our process in our county. Then that hard county will say, you know what? We measure your progress in our county, you did well. Other country will measure their progress to say you did well. So there's no reason why we say you cannot be president because you're making progress. Everything that you and I discuss from the county level, from the community level, you are doing well for us. So we cannot change you. That way the people get to understand that the issue, the problem they have, and present it to the government, they will be able to see and track the progress of the president. They will say, you know what, we're going to keep you there. But if we don't have these things, for the people to be able to fact check things, opposition will come in, oh yeah, the people doing their one, the people doing their one. And that is where I'm trying to differ with some of the things that we do here, all right? So again, if you just joining us here, we're going to be running the show every time for 1 hour. And that will be ending the day of it. So I'd like to say thank you to every one of you guys. So what we have here today, let me see what we have here today. So please don't forget, this is our Facebook and other page that we want you to subscribe to. All right. So as you can see here, this is our page here. Please subscribe and feel free to visit, hit that follow button and follow us here. All right, so please do that. All right, so what do we have here today? Our topic is going to be, let me see, did I have it here? Where did I put it? Okay, this is our topic here today: the new Republic of Liberia, the next generation of Liberians. So we just touched on that a little bit. Yeah, we just touched on that a little bit. So we just touched on that a little bit. But what I wanted to discuss with you guys is, since we just passed 1 minute after the time, what I wanted to discuss with you guys here is a video that a friend of mine sent to me. Yes, a video that a friend of mine sent to me, and he wanted my feedback on the video. And voter education and voter illiteracy, they are both parallel to each other. Voter illiteracy and voter education, all right, they are both parallel to each other. If you are illiterate in politics, you will not be able to make the right choice. If you are aware and have some knowledge about politics, you will know how to vote. The video I'm about to show you is a disgrace to our country. It's a disgrace to our country. It tells me that the number doesn't count. For me, there are certain places, there are certain areas that number don't count for me. The way our people have portrayed election in our country is not based on deliverable. It's based on hate and jealousy. That is what our politics is based off on. Our politics is not about, oh, this guy is doing well in promoting health. This guy need to do well to keep up. Our politics, those who are running these different platforms, they are not trying to tell our people how the politicians are finding a way to solve the problems, and which politician is much more easier than the other or doing well. Let's say, for example, if Mr. Weir says from first grade to 12th grade, the education is free. Who is coming in there to say, you know what, we will pay half of the fees from first grade to 12th grade, and then you're the parent, you will pay your part of share. When you have two different policy or campaign messages in that form, we out here should be able to tell the voters the pros and cons. Cons. If you choose this program that say from first grade to 12th grade is free, that's fine. But what you need to tell is, how are we going to get quality teachers? Now, if you choose the other guy that say you will pay half and he will pay half, but he said that your half you're going to be paying will pay the teachers, which policy do you agree to or agree with? You are giving the voter the understanding of why they should vote, but it's not what the guys who are in the opposition are trying to educate the follower of their party. They are not educating the people on making optional choices. You know what they're doing? They are teaching hate. They are teaching violence. And you imagine that it's not going to stick. No, it is sticking. Let's get into something here so you can. So now I have given you the background, the theoretical background. Let's now go and see the reality of what I'm telling you about. All right? Let's go and see the reality. So I got the video here today. All right? Let's watch the video here. I'm going to lower myself down here so you can watch the video here.
Nobody show up. Nobody show up today. Nobody. Just watch you. Everybody is here official. The main cars were many. Then the crowd that show up. Oh my goodness, it was embarrassing. See the man coming. See the man cars. See your president car. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. We are yo, the cars. See the man of cars. What did him be? You will not see him be. But wait, at the end of the video, you see what happened. Just look at, watch the thing. Nobody was there to cheer on the man. Nobody was there. Don't let them fool you. That's why they can't show it. They will not show crowd here. They only show government official here. Watch the man. They all came out, man. The African share man will come here, telling people to clap, but nobody there to clap. He coming. The African, yeah, he say your clap. Oh my goodness, Joey, I love it. I love it. Joey, are coming out here. Oh, nobody there. Nobody there. So a government official. People from Monrovia, Basel people did not bring their students out today. They did not bring the market women out today. They eat the money and they sat down home. This boy is done. He is cooked. The boy is cooked. He's done. Today he tested his boss. He said, you will not bring anybody out. Let me see whether people like me, and said that. Oh, but he went there and got a result. Oh, don't move up. This is why I'm commentating this one, because they will move this video. They will remove it. Joe, we are embarrassed. He is so embarrassed. The body, he turned around. They cut the video off because nobody was there. The man was trying to wave the other thing. They cut the video off because nobody was there. Look at it. So government official is in here. They crew it, bro. The people say they're not breaking people from Monrovia today because Joe needed to test a boss. He needed to test a ball to see whether people like him. And they give it to him cold. Ice in his pants. They put ice in the man's pants. Just watch. Watch. Joey coming saying he waving the people. They put in showing the people. They can't show anybody because nobody there. Like that group of people. They initiated him. Look at the man. They initiated the man in a bush. Where in the bush? That became one of the populated cities. But today the people say they're not breaking their students out. And other than Joey say, I will go there. I will go there. No. People say, okay, no. We will put ice in your pants. Yeah. The mayor call him a magnet. That the mayor here. He think a grand crew. Where he go, the people in the field, the boss Paul. Because everybody will be cheering for you everywhere he went. Today he got a shot. But some people initiated something. They say, we will not go there. He embarrassed. And he couldn't stand it. The man turned around. Because he's not used to him. Him a magnet passing everybody. Wow. People just talking at this. Today in Grand Basel, they say, no. We will test the man here today. We will test his ball. We don't like him. We will not vote for him. We will not show up. We will not fool him. Let's see whether he can handle it. Joey did not handle it. He did not handle it. He after that, he was man up. He went out, he grew balls. And he said, I will do it anyway, no matter what. The ball could not make it. He turned around. And the say, they went here, they're not correct. We got to tell the video. Oh, yeah, coming. Watch. No crowd. He looked down there, no crowd. He wait there, no way. He looked on the other side, no crowd. The man looking around and said, oh, me, Joshua? Tell you, no crowd there. Look at him. He looked on the other side. No crowd here. The boy look at him, hold him for long. He look at him for he say, oh shit. Nobody here. I gotta go. They call it up.
So, what do you make of that video? I remember when I was in college, they often used to tell us, what do you make of that video? I want to hear and I want to see your post. What do you make of that video? I don't want to sound very sarcastic, but I want to show you guys something. Let me show you guys something here, all right? It will amaze you. Yes, what I'm about to show you, it will amaze you. And that will exactly prove my theory about 2065. You just watch. Let me just find what I want to show you guys, and then you will get to see exactly what I'm talking about. So just bear with me there. Let me just try to find what I am looking for here. All right. So let's see here. Okay. All right. Let me try to stop this here. Bear with me. I'm doing something back here so that you can get to see what I will soon be sharing my screen with you guys shortly. All right. Shortly, I'll be sharing my screen with you guys. So I'm just trying to find what I'm looking for here, and I'll be able to show it to you guys. Let me see. I am coming. I am coming. I should be able to find that very shortly here. Oh, you know what? I think, okay, I made a see. Okay, let me go back. Let me go back to where it originated from. Okay, yeah, so this is where it originated from. And then I will be able to, okay, I think I got it now. All right, I got it now. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys so you can see what I'm talking about, right? All right. So this video you just watched, let's go into the forensic investigation part of it. All right. So let me share the screen with you guys here. Oh, hold on there. Hold on. Let me remove the video off here because you will see. We'll bring the video back. All right. But I want us to go and do a background check on the video, and then when we come back, we'll start our own analysis. All right. So let's go and look for the source of the video to get to know who is the source behind the video here. All right. So I'm going to hide myself because when we get to the source, I want you to be able to see the source. All right. So let's get into it here. Let's share the screen, and then we should be able to see this individual here. All right, let's see here. Right, is that the individual? All right. So very soon, let me turn my other computer on here so that I can be able to see this. This is very important. It's very, very important. The higher level of illiteracy in our country is what we're trying to display here for you guys here. Yes. So let me just lower the thing here. All right. So I already got it now. So let me just share it, right? All right. So the share is coming on, and I will be interacting with the screen here. So you guys can see it now, right? So you see the image here. This guy who came up with the video, all right? This is the guy right here. The reason I'm showing you this guy, all right, is very simple. One, he is a supporter of the Unity Party people. Yes, the normally Kanga people. All right. That is point number one. Yes, that is who he is, the Unity Party people. So he is from the opposition. Now, let us go back to the video. All right. So you know the guy. This is the guy here who the video came from. When you look at the title down here, what did he say here? Grand Basso, I don't know what he mean by M-O-N, all right? But he just said Grand Basso, mom, all right? Embarrassed, we are like never seen before. Watch and see what happened at the end. Watch. So he created this, topic here to attract people, but we'll look at what happened next. So let's get out of here. All right, let's get out of here and let's go to the video itself. All right, so we will stop the share, and then we will log out of that page, and then I'm back here because I can see myself. All right, I'm going to say this straight before we get into our analysis. Our country is filled with a lot of illiterate people. Our country is filled with more illiterate people than literate people. And that is both in the diaspora and back home. Let's get into the video here. All right, let's get into the video. We are going to forensically, analytically, step by step, analyze what the guy is saying. All right, so let's get into it.
What happened to Joshua today when he entered Grand Basso? It was Paul. Oh my.
All right, so he is saying here, all right, let's blow this thing up here. This is what he's saying here now, right? Look at this row here, my friend. Look at this row. What do you see here? You see a bridge all the way back there, followed by on both sides of the road a trees or forest. And then you have guardrail. That tells me that this is a very unsafe area, right? So when you listen to this guy, let's listen to here now. We're ready to analyze it now.
So today, you will not believe what happened to Joshua today when he entered Grand Bassa. It was
All right. So the first thing he said, you will not believe if you enter Grand Bassa County. Now, if the car, they convoking and stop right here, this is the entry into the county. And by protocol, Chief Zanzawa or Kawa Zanzawa, these are top officials that are standing at the gate of the county. And you see how far they're standing? They are far away from the guardrail here. Because the guardrail narrow in here. That means that there is nowhere. In America, you will see, they will say here, no walking, no standing. Right? No walking and no standing. Because the road is only used for moving traffic. There is no park on the side here. Right? Now, you will imagine that your brothers and sisters in America who are in majority that watch that platform. Because this guy, he put out how many, you know how many guys put out on that thing? He put out 95,000 viewers. That's how much he got, whether he buying it or not. But he got 95,000 viewers. And I'm sure some of the viewers, he probably purchased them. But the other number, Liberians are sitting there and not even saying for a second. You know why? You're not saying the truth. Why? Look at the road. You see the guardrail? It take away any sidewalk. Number two, it's not a city. What makes you think that this is not on the highway where the president decided to meet with the chiefs? No, our people just bought into it. And it gave the guy the opportunity to speak all lies. But what I want you to say here, folks, let me just bring myself up here small because I like you guys to see me talking, but I want you guys to see the big picture here. All right? So let's do this here. When you look at that picture, and I'm sure you guys can see it here too, you see the guardrail over there. If that were in America here, don't you think you're going to see a sound, a circle sound with some kind of X and say, do not walk? There's no walking here. The reason they're saying that is because it's dangerous. There's a valley and there's a car over there. I mean, there are cars passing through there. So when you look at the guardrail here and see how narrow the road is, are you expecting the authority in Grand Bassa County to bring the people, children in that area where there's no sidewalk and they're going to take off the space so that when the car run over them, they can say, oh, the president sacrificed them. The guy who is doing the over voice talking, he lives in America here, but he is one of the electric men for Grand Bassa County. I will be very, very honest with you guys. He is one of the electric men from Grand Bassa County. There are electric people all over the country. There are electric people from Raji, where I'm from. There are electric people from Masurado County. There are electric people from all the other counties. But one by one, we pick them up. He thinks what he's doing is in the best interest of hatred politics. But he exposing himself to be a very electric individual. That's who he is. Because when any of your children look at that road, the first thing they'll tell you is, nobody can walk over there, mommy, because they got a guardrail over there. It's only for traffic. There are some smart children in the world that will say that area is not for walking. And when you look at the people who are waiting for the president in the photo, they are coming to where the guardrail is opening up. It's not like a funnel. You know, when you got the funnel, you put the oil inside, the little round hole. If you cut it round, everything will go together in there. But at the beginning, the funnel is wide like this. Everything can come from here. It can come from here. So when you look at where the chief is and other people, the guardrail opening up like this. It's opening up. That is the only place they can wait. Let's watch and listen to him again.
Po. Oh my God. It was po. Nobody show up. No.
All right. So when he said nobody show up, what is the definition of nobody? Nobody show up. What is the definition of nobody? It means that there is absolutely what? Zero. When you look at the picture, don't you see people over there? Let's continue, folks. Let's continue.
Nobody show up today. Nobody. Just watch you. Everybody is here official. The men cars were many.
So when he said nobody show up and everybody see here they are official, which one do you believe? That tells me that his understanding of what he sees and what he tried to describe, there is no head, there is no tail. These are some of the electric people that continue to misuse Facebook and continue to damage the understanding of our people. And that's why I'm saying to you guys, only by 2065, that when our children will start to see a better Liberia. These guys are victims of the poor educational system in the country. Unfortunately for them, they find themselves in the modern world where they have access to these different platforms and the different tools such as Facebook, Twitter, and when they get there, their interpretation of things is more of an embarrassment than an humiliation. That's what it is. So as you can see, the president convoy is coming, right? Look at when the convoy come, I want you to look on the side. As the convoy come through, look at the distance between the convoy to the guardrail on both sides and tell me whether people can stand over there. Watch the convoy coming.
Then the crowd that show up.
You see the white vehicle over there? You see that white pickup truck? Why is it that white pickup truck could not park on the side of the road? Because it is putting the moving vehicle at risk. That is why the white pickup park on that side of the road. You are listening to a very electric individual that don't understand the safety of a particular environment as it relates to moving equipment and human being. He doesn't understand those things. That's why he's making those things. And the majority of the people that are watching, with all due respect to them, they are not really up there to understand. And that is why I said initially, it is important that our politics be based on the issue. Because when you talk about road safety, when people talk about road safety, somebody that understand what it means to have road safety, they will just look at it and say, no, you know why people not over there? And not many people over there? Because that is a highway. People cannot go on a highway. That is a highway. But because we are not issue focused, rather we are only attacking, that is what the guy is exposing his illiteracy to. Anything you don't understand, like brother said, is bigger than you. So let me progress here again, folks.
Oh my goodness, it was embarrassing.
So now you see the vehicle coming over there. Look at the guy with a baseball hat that is using his left hand. He probably trying to tell the car to slow down because you see how the president convoy is coming. It's taking both sides of the road. Now, are you telling me that people should go and stand over there? Are you telling me people should go and stand over there? Guys, you need to share the video. There are limited educated people in the diaspora from Liberia and back home. And the only way we can help our brothers and sisters is for us to share the video, to educate them. To educate them. The ignorance that our people are suffering through is no excuse to where they find themselves today. Whether they're in Germany, they're in Paris, they're in Belgium, they're in America, they're in Ghana, there is no excuse. This is the time that we need to educate our people. Because we are too old for somebody to look at a common highway that is coming into a city and trying to tell people because they don't have maximum people, so that means there's nothing there to show. Let me progress here.
See the men coming. See the men cars. See your president.
You see the guy who is directing that road because he knows that there are people over there, so they have to start to decelerate. They need to decelerate, right? Now, when you look at this guy back here, you see the guy here with the Ghana shirt. Look at the guy who wearing the Navy uniform behind. Look what the guy had. You see that banana tree? Look below the banana tree. That looked like a valley back there. That looked like a valley. So this area is not considered to be a pedestrian. This is not a frequent place for somebody to stand or for people to stand. This is a moving highway here. And that one the reason, if you look at the opposite side is where the pickup is. And I think that's the only area that gain access to other constructing the guardrail over there. All right? That is the problem there. Now, let's watch as the car decelerate. Watch.
Car, oh my goodness. Oh my God.
You see the speed how it decreasing now?
Cars. See the amount of cars.
Okay.
What a human being. You will not see human being. But wait, at the end of the video, you see what happened.
All right. So the car has stopped and he wants you to see end of the video, right? All right. So the president
Just look at
is about to come outside.
Nobody was there to cheer all the men. Nobody was there. Don't let them fool you. That's why they can't show it.
So what was the protocol to begin with? The president is entering the county. He doesn't even know what the protocol is. Whether the elder of the county said, Mr. President, by our tradition, before you enter the county, we'll meet you at the main gate of the county. You know how when you enter every state, they say, welcome to this state. By the time you hit welcome to the state, you go to the resting place, you meet the people there, they exchange gift, welcome to the county, and then you go inside. Whether the protocol was arranged that way, he doesn't want to educate the people on that. So he's making the people to believe. And the sad thing about it, our brothers and sisters that live in this country, they're not even smart enough to understand these things. So let's watch now. The president is coming out.
They will not show crowd here. They only showing government official here. Why the man? They all came out, the African share man will come.
So he is trying to tell you that in the middle of the highway, there were the people supposed to be. Whatever the white man import to Africa, we got to be very careful how we participate into it. Let me say this again. Whatever we take from the white man country and carry to Africa, especially Liberia, we got to be very careful how we interact with it. This guy is telling you because on that highway where the president met top elders and government officials of the county on a highway where they had pre-arranged to meet. Just because people are not in that area mean that nobody will see the president. Gentlemen, these people who are in the opposition, excuse for my French, if the Liberian people give people any opportunity in our country, it will be you guys that will have to work double to help the people back there. Because these people who are in the opposition, they have figured out that majority of the people that follow them, they are not smart people. So anybody can come up and make ass out of them. Let's continue.
I'm here telling people to clap, but nobody there to clap. He coming. Yeah, he say your clap.
Now, he describing the man that said the people should clap. What he not seeing is who that man is looking at. Even his child that is in America here will asking, Daddy, who is that man asking to clap? Because that child will understand that if that man is facing the camera, it means that there are people behind it. But because, again, he is not so smart. And he's not a smart guy. I mean, let you understand, this guy is not a smart guy at all. Because he understands the mindset of the people. So he playing it on him. He's not a smart guy. But we'll be able to expose all his weaknesses here. All right? So let's watch.
Oh my goodness, Joey, I love it. I love it. Hey, Joey, come here.
Now, I want to draw your attention to something. Because this guy only issue is about crowd. That is concerned, right? So let us just take the issue of crowd and focus on it. The issue is about crowd, right? Now, bear in mind, I want you to take a close look. I want you to take a close look here. You see Claudia, she wearing this, I think, not dark green, but some type of Irish green suit. The president is in a blue suit or a blue dress down. Keep these two color in place, all right? We go into something. We are about to go to the next phase of exposing this guy, all right? But what I want you to remember from this part of the discussion, take a close look at the president with color of clothes and the president clothes. Let's watch as he interact with the people here, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, nobody there. Nobody there. That's why government official, people from Monrovia, Basel people did not bring their students out today. They did not bring the market women out today. They eat the money and they sat down home. This boy is done. He is cooked. The boy is cooked. He's done. Today he tested his boss. He said, y'all will not bring anybody out. Let me see what other people like me and said that. Oh, but he went there, he got his.
So as you can see, the elder of the county are officially inviting the president into the county. And as elder, they are exchanging gifts right at the entrance of the county. That is what taking place over there. Do we need a crowd of people over there? What are the risks? One, it's a major highway, limited spaces, not area for people to stand. But in the God's mind, there should be people all over there. That is the illiteracy that we're trying to expose here. Which one of you guys today, wherever you live, when you're driving and you see your guardrail, please don't do what I'm trying to say here. I'm not authorizing you to do this. There are roads in every part of the country where we live that is similar to that road. Let me see whether when your car breaks down, you will take your children there and just stand there and say, okay, just stand, let me take a picture. When you get car moving back and forth like this, something similar to that. That guy is so illiterate to that. He is very, very illiterate. Uninformed, not informed about the safety feature of the road. He's not informed. Now, where you see the chief and others standing, when you look at the picture from the beginning, they are all of the major point of that guardrail. And to the little area they got, there were a few handful of people on. And guess what happened? What happened to the present convoy? They blocked the entire road. That means they are still en route. That's why they blocked the entire road. Did you see the president car parking at a particular location? No. The car is parked in the middle of the road. I remember in Parker-Payne in 1987. Anybody who lived in Parker-Payne or live around the Parker-Payne area, 1987, Samuel Kando came down that road. We were living right at the intersection of that road that leading to Kakata and Sokrini right there, that T. Doe came and parked his convoy right to that Parker-Payne. Parker-Payne was to the back of Doe. Doe was looking at our area they call Wu Camp, right there. Doe came and parked a car right there. He got out of the car and folded his hand like this. And then everyone was stretching our hand like this. But the security guy kept pushing us. And Doe said, leave them. And everybody ran to Doe and started knocking everybody's head like this. In that process, the car that were coming from Kakatan going to Pineville Red Light, they were not coming. The car that was supposed to be coming from Pineville Red Light to go down to Kakata, they were not coming. Doe convoy was right there. Care who Doe wanted to meet with? The chief of that place. They came right there and they exchanged and they talked. Doe guy in the convoy went straight to Kakata to allow the traffic to go. Similar thing happening here. Let me progress here, folks.
So, oh, don't move up. This is why I'm commentating this one because they will move this video. They will remove it. Joe, we are embarrassed. He is so embarrassed. The body, he turned around. They cut the video off because nobody was there. The man was trying to wave the other thing. They cut the video up because nobody was there. Look at it. So government official is in here that Sasa Kawarana when they crew in bro. The people say they're not breaking people from Morovia today because Jovia needed to test a boss. He needed to test a ball to see whether people like him. And they give it to him. Cool. Ice in his pants. They put ice in the man's pants. Just watch. Watch. Jovia coming saying he waving the people. They put in show the people. They can't show anybody because nobody there. I just group of people. Get they initiating him. Look at the man. They initiated the man in the bush. Where in the bush? That became one of the populated cities. But today.
So that Buchanan, that one of the populated city. But he looking at the street. Instead of him saying, this is the highway that lead to Buchanan City, or they are on the highway, he chose not to do that. You understand? He chose not to do that. One, he's very ignorant. Yes, he's very ignorant. And those that listen to him, if they had 2% of some understanding, he completely damaged their mind. Unless they come back here, they will be damaged for a very long period of time. This is why Liberians just got to be very careful when you're listening to people out there. Let me progress here.
The people say they're not breaking their students out, and other people say, I will go there. I will go there. Not. People say, okay, no, we'll put ice in your pants. Yeah.
Now, as you can see, they exchanged the gift, the welcome package by traditional means. He gave it to his chief of staff, right? Watch the interaction.
The mayor called him a magnet. That the mayor here. He think a grand crew. Where he go, the people in the field.
You see right there? The people of Grand Bassa County gave their gift to the president at the entrance to the county. He too gave his gift to them. Also of the modern politics, that is what we call the traditional politics. That's the traditional politics he's exchanging over there. This guy is not too educated, or he's not even educated to understand what's going on. He's not educated traditionally. He's not educated from the modern part of education. He's nobody. He's just right in the middle there, hanging like a chicken fella in the vacuum. When you are in a vacuum, there's no air, so you have no weight. Nothing to push you down or nothing to push you up. You just suspended in there. He had no understanding about the tradition, and he had no understanding about the civilization of being a democratic leader. He doesn't understand that. But you just saw how the president presented his gift, right?
They boss Paul because everybody will be cheering for him everywhere. Today he got a shot. But some people initiated something. They said, we will not go there. He embarrassed, and he couldn't stand it. The man turned around because he's not used to him. Him a magnet passing everybody. Wow, people just talking. Today in Grand Bassa, they say no. We will test the man here today. We will test his ball. We don't like him. We will not vote for him. We will not show up. We will not fool him. Let's see whether he can handle it. Jawia did not handle it. He did not handle it. He acted like he was man up. He went out, he grew balls. And he said, I will do it anyway, no matter what. The ball could not make it. He turned around.
Now, do you see the few handful of people over there now? As the camera person is backing away, he said there was nobody there, right? At the welcoming gate of the county. Now, as the camera back away and giving you that distant view, do you see few of the onlookers? Do you see the people? But he's not going to talk about it. Why? He's not going to talk about it.
They want here, they're not correct. We have to tell the video. Yeah, coming. Watch.
You seen it? All right.
No crying.
So why is he doing that? The president got his fix of the list. He's looking in the direction of where we are looking, but he's looking beyond us. The unfortunate thing is, whoever on the other side should be able to come up with a camera to shoot the other view. That is what we call the 3D. The 3D view. Because right now we are only looking at 1D. We are not even seeing the 2D. Somebody behind the president should be shooting the camera back this way. And that's how you despise the lies. These guys in the opposition, they got no message for the Liberian people. Their primary goal is to lie. That's who they are. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to sit down in the church, or they were in church today. And on the side note, That's why when I tell you guys I don't go to Liberian people churches, you think I just don't like Liberian people church. The Bazodian people, this guy who talking, he sound like a Basa guy. And the Bazodian people are the one that I love church. But for the guy to come and lie like this, it bring into question who he actually is. Because there are some good pastor people that I know who are well educated, who are well defined. But I don't know how the guy slipped through the crack. Like I said, there are other people who are not smart from all the 15 counties we got in our country. But I think they know their limitation, so they don't come out here to make themselves very simple, because they know there are other people who will come and simplify their ignorance, of which we are doing to here tonight. All right? So the president is done with the exchange. He's waving his hand. All right? He's waving his hand to the people. Let's watch that into action.
He looked down there, no crowd. He waved there, no.
So he
looked
come
on the
in,
other side, no
waving to the
crowd.
people.
No crowd.
All
He
right.
looking around and said, oh, me,
Holding
Joe,
your hat.
tell you, no crowd there. Look at
All
it.
right.
He low on the other side. No crowd here.
Now, as you can see, look across Claudia's chest. Look on the other side there. The guy to her left hand side with the baseball hat. Do you see people on that side of the place? Yes, let's go there.
The boy look at his hood.
You see the case over there? Are those case that government official? And he said they were under government official. Look at the space between Claudia, the guy with the yellow shirt. Look at the kid over there that wearing the white. There's another person next to that kid with a blue. Are those people government officials, or are they just people within that area where the president stopped? Remember what I told you guys when Doe came and stopped right to pack up in there and someone over there? Do you see those kids are government officials?
For law, he's doing it for it. He say, oh shit. Nobody, I gotta go.
So what happened there? The main car is blocking the road. As you saw, when he first came, the car blocked the entire road. But as a courtesy and appreciation to the people, the president disembarked from the car and said, let me just walk few steps and say hi to the people and get right back in the car because our engine is still running. We are in the middle of the road. You have the guy here who making the other people to believe that it is the president and the people. There's nobody over there. The car is parked in the middle of the road. And he coming out. Now you see, when I tell you guys that only by 2065, that when Liberia will start to have a better people and a better pathway to our future. Not the guys, not the guy you listen to right now. With the guy, he's taking Liberia backward. He's not taking Liberia forward. Because not only is he dull, he is physically blind. While his eyes see, his mind is completely dark. While his eyes sees, his mind is completely dark. You can now see. You see the guy who in the middle there, where he twists his left foot. You see the people on the other side there. Those are onlookers from that particular vicinity that had the opportunity to see the president. Because oftentimes, when you go into the big city, you don't get to stop on the highway because of that. But what are the people in that town say, look, we cannot get to where the president is going. What we'll do for you guys, we'll hold the president here for temporary time. He will come and greet you people and he will move on. That's why he didn't see that way. He didn't see it that way. But I'm glad that we're discussing this here. And we just want to tell him that he's one of the dullest men that we ever see in our country. Very, very dull. He cannot look at a crowd and provide a simple description of what he sees. He cannot even help people to understand the terrain, the environment, and why. The car, look at the cars. They park right in the middle of the road, right? And the president is walking back to the car to get back to the car.
They call it up.
He called it off. It's not the people that called it off. He called it off. He called it off. Because the way the video ended, that's not how a normal video can end. But that's how they fool our people then. That's how they fool our people then. Now, as Stanton Witherspoon know, I keep telling you guys that these guys in the opposition, because I know there are many Liberians out there that can't read between the lines. They may answer to them. Witherspoon know there are many Liberians out there that don't read between the lines. Some of the guys who are behind them and they know that there are many of them. And you know how they get into them? because they are in the opposition. They are blind to things. So they will accept anything you give them. That's who they are. That's why they will put money everywhere. As soon as you say, oh, I need money, they'll give it to you, give it to you. And then in the end, if the people can look at Fagon, who said fast versus fiction, and Fagon can turn around and say to them that the fiction were all lies. I mean, the facts were all lies, and the fiction is all true. Then, if they continue to listen to Fagon, they got a problem. All right, so we press with time here, guys. We are pressed with time here. All right, we are pressed with time here. So let me carry on the video here. All right, let me just show you guys one more thing here. All right. So what did I tell you guys to look for? So this is the president now. This is the president now into Buchanan itself. All right. So let me hide the picture here. And let's see it. Remember the clothes I showed you? You see the president wear the same clothing right there? And you see the president? He is not going to talk about this though.
That's the president!
Canada, let me. We just said I had a problem to it on the garden. To get on the photo front.
There go the president over there. We're getting closer to it. All right?
There are certain things are done in our country. And the only way that this can be done is to vote wisely.
All right. Now, let's go to the main video now. Because there are 3 videos I listed for you guys there.
That's why you have to.
No, down the other one. We got to talk about the rebel. We got to talk about the rebel. We got to talk about the rebel. Big here. We not here to talk about the rebel yet. All right? We not here to talk about the rebel. All right. So let's come back here. I think
Nobody could go to. Some of our friends left behind. And what you see today, in 2005,
president right there.
those that trying to take off from power, those that
Let me get you guys one more video. All right, let me get you guys one more video so you can actually see with your 2 eyeballs, like brother man will say, what will actually be the killer here today. All right, so let's see here. Where is it? I think I already uploaded it here. Yes, I think I already uploaded it here. So let's see here. It should be one of these here. All right. So let's watch this one here. Listen to this one. Let me go and bring that video up. All right. I think this is here. Yeah, I think this is here.
It is my honor to invite the President of the Republic of Liberia.
because we
So
don't want to
this is the
break
video right here. All right.
the election
This is the
laws.
video right here.
We want to be on par with the election laws so we can go to the polling center
Listen to the president and let's go back to the main one. All right. Let's go back. Keep listening.
peacefully so we can show our strength. We are government. We show the set example. So the young man that sang that song is a beautiful song. We're going to play, we'll play silently, but we're not going to play it now until they announce that we can campaign. And that song will be our campaign national anthem. What are you rescuing? And someone come to you and tell you, young people, look, let me say something that I will say. I didn't want to talk for a long time. I grew up like most of you. When my parents could not pay school fees, you understand? Nobody could go to. Some of our friends left behind. We insisted, we battled that no matter what.
All right, so guys, let us hold the president there. Let us hold the president there and go to the actual video that I was talking about. All right, this visit that the guy was describing It was actually on the 15th of July 2023. Let's go to the video now. All right, you know when it comes to tyranny, you cannot come on any platform and try to create any sort of misinformation and you go scot-free. So watch, the video is coming up. Watch, it will also be popping up on your screen. All right, so let's try to interact with it here. All right, let's try to interact with it here. Remember what I told you? So let me just blow it off for you guys to see it here.
Lower County,
See the president there? All right, let's go back.
You understand?
There go the
And
president.
my mother, Mary.
So they can come with me. Listen,
There go
so
the president. Let's go back
come with
to
me, our campaign.
where they brought
They
him.
call Gogu.
Okay,
They are rescued.
so there go the
Another
crowd to
day.
begin with. First of all, I want you to take a look at the crowd, right? All right. From the crowd, let's go back to the beginning where the president was sitting with his wife. You see the same clothes the president got on over there? That's it right over there. That's it right there. All right? So let's come back here. People are dancing here right now with the president. I'm just freezing up everything right now. This is Takonji here singing here with the president. All right? He's singing along here with the president. And I think the president will join him shortly. Or maybe it's in the other video. All right, now let's reduce it and go further down. All right, so let's reduce it and go further down into the video here. All right, let's go down into the video here so that you can see exactly what I'm trying to talk about here. So let me see what I can backtrack here. All right, good. So as you can see the president right here, let's try to go down a little bit here again. I want you to keep your eyes on right here. You see what the thing is? I'm going to highlight it right here. July 15. You see that red sun in there? That's July 15. That's when the president made that visit. There are different people that were there on the 15th of July. All right? So let's keep going. You're going to look for, there go another July the 15th right here, right? So this is freedom here. So when we come to freedom, let's see why the president will be here again. Yeah, go the president and web over there again, right? Yeah, Chisawa Kanga then here again. Yeah, then here again. This time around, they are meeting the president now at the location of the event. You see, Cloud, we are in the same suit there. Yes. And you see the president in the same suit? Yes. The guy behind the president with the boy head, wasn't that the same guy who came from the front seat? Yes. Now, when you look at the crowd over there, what do you see? You see a tsunami, not even a tsunami, a tornado of crowd of people right over there interacting with the president. All right, you see the crowd over there. So the question here is, where is this guy now that said that there were not going to be anybody over there? Look at the crowd of people. You see the people? You see the people over there? You see the people? So where is it? There go the president car over there moving again. Now let's go down again because we just did a wide search. Here is the wide search here because we said we want to see what the president will receive in Grand Bassa. This is the video we were watching here earlier, the one that I downloaded for you guys. So this is it right here. All right. Now there's another one where Takonji was dancing with the president. That's the one we want to find. Let's go down. Maybe we'll find that one. He was actually dancing with the president. All right. Let's see here whether it's somewhere here. July the 15th. That's another one here again. This one is Carrasco himself. Let's deep dive into Carrasco because he's more closer to the president. And let's see how we can get close to the president. All right. Unless he wasn't close to the president. But there's one here where Takonji was singing. All right. I don't know. I had that one. I was enjoying it. But I forgot to download it for you guys. All right. So let's go. All right. We're looking for the 15th. We're not just looking for any video. We're looking for July 15th because that will win. So people just upload the video. Oh, shit. I got time with Joe Boga bigger, yeah. All right. I think I may have passed it. Let me see. Is that the 15th? No, this one is November. We're in the 2020 now. So I think I have to back up a little bit. Man, let's put your Joe Boga here, man. All right, let's go back. All right, let's go back. I did see that my favorite video there. All right. I look at Joe Bogafe. I can look at Big here. I can look at Joe Bogafe for a while. All right. Let's see here. This is freedom here. I wonder if there was the one here right here. No, we already saw this one. And then let's come down to the next one here. Did we see the one already? Yes, I think we did see this one here. There was one where Tagonji was dancing. Yeah, I really want to see that one. That one was very, very funny too because the president actually got off his seat and then he was dancing with Tagonji and stuff like that. I wonder that this one right here. Let's see it. I'm not too sure this is the one right here. Let's see. No, that's not the one here. He was dancing. Yes. That's not the one. I did see it late during my my time when I was downloading it. I don't know. But yeah, it's just the one. No, that's not the one. The one in November. We're looking for the one in how they call it there. All right, let me see. I think we saw the one. We already saw the one here too. Let me see. I think this is the president chief of staff coming here. All right, we did see that one there too. All right, so let's see. I think we have reached to where we wanted to be. Yes. So right now you are looking at my page right now because the search we did here was searching for George. We have visit to Buchanan, and this is why it gave us. This is all the hit we got when we searched for George. We are to Buchanan here, but this is the image right here, July the 15th. As you can see, the president and his wife walking down the same image. At the same garden there that he said that. Oh, remember the guy who he said in the African shirt that was waving? Yeah, the guy over there. All right, the same guy. They all walking along with the president. There go the lady with the white beret here who took something from there. There we go. Every one of them are in the crowd walking because the president have finally entered into Buchanan now. All right, he have finally entered into Buchanan. I think the one came from Heron Colley. All right, so the president is into Buchanan walking now. All right, and walking through the principal street now. There's no car. Cars have been parked, so he taking that long stroll, as you can see here now, folks.
Look at the people. That's where he stopped. Let's go.
Stop the share. Let me stop the share and let's come back here. When you guys continue to miseducate the people, we will always come back here and bleach the lies. Lie is like a stain, and the only thing that can remove stain is bleach. So when they lie, we will come and bleach the lies. We will come and bleach the lies. So that particular guy, the particular post here, or the podcast, I will go and put it on his page so that he can see how deceptive, ignorance he is. And we will not sit here and allow him to misguide, mislead, and provide disinformation to our people who became illiterate or no fault of their own. Because you see, the reason many people got illiterate today in our country because the past system of governance did not provide the means on which our great-grandparents could have been educated. Like in America here, where they say it is compulsory that everyone graduate from high school. From the Joseph Jiggin Robert days to all the other president days, there were nothing as such. To conclude tonight, I know we spend much time here. I want us to take a look at this thing. Hopefully we might talk about it tomorrow. Excuse me. We might talk about this tomorrow, but I want us to take a look at this video here. This is the president midterm video. I want you to take a look at this, and this will close the curtain for tonight.
For and prompted a huge national celebration.
So this is a documentary here about George Weah. We're going to skim through that very fast.
After 170 years of existence as a country, over 70% of the people were still living in slums on less than $1 a day.
So this video is one of the most important video that Liberians need to listen to. Yes, all right. This is one of the videos that Liberians need to listen to because this is giving you a comprehensive view of what George Weah managed to do. When he took office, 70% of the people were living on less than $1 a day. Let's see what are some of the things he did.
In their last hope efforts to protest against the dismal performances of past leaders and find their own solutions to their misery, they elected one of their own that they trust will deliver. George M. Weah, a former professional footballer who had liberated himself from the squalor of the slum through hard work, discipline, and dedication. His elections as president of Liberia sparked the beginning of the change that Liberians had long hoped for and prompted a huge national celebration.
Today we all wear the jersey of Liberia, and the victory belongs to the people, to the peace, and to our democracy.
President Weah immediately formed a government of inclusion by unprecedentedly appointing high-ranking figures from major opposition parties to notably include Emmanuel Nukwe, Vice Standard Bearer of the major opposition Unity Party, Harrison Kanwe, Vice Standard Bearer of the Liberty Party, and Moses Duopo of All Liberia Party. A few officials of the previous administration were also retained, and unlike previous administrations, the Weah-led government developed no policy to replace civil servants with his partisans. He formed a diversified, gender-sensitive, and regionally balanced team to confront the inherited challenges that were haunting the Liberian people. With no more space to borrow due to a total debt stock of $1.5 billion US, with the loans due and overdue, a balance of $7 million US in a consolidated account with a huge monthly wage bill of $23 million US to be paid within 1 week from inauguration, concession investment opportunities squandered, and hundreds of millions of future tax dollars already waived through tax exemptions and waivers. The trap for failure was already laid out for the new administration.
We were in the throes of macroeconomic shock, 2018, 2019. So much of those years saw economic challenges, exchange rate instability. And so we battled through those challenges, undertook significant fiscal and monetary reforms. We began an IMF program, and there were some challenges with a lot of fiscal programs. Salary issues. We'll resolve all of them.
So let me make something very, very emphatically clear here. You just listen to Minister Tua over there. People often say, oh, J. Randy, 1 minute on this side, 1 minute on this side here. There is something Mr. Tua said where he mentioned the IMF. You see, when Ellen took office, after they left high salary with certain government official. And because the way Ellen were getting money is not the way George Weah were getting money. The IMF, the International Monetary Fund, that got expertise of professional people, they sat down with George Weah and said to George Weah, do you want to lay off people to maintain our salary structure? Or do you want to carry on salary harmonization to keep everybody in their place of work? And Mr. Weah said, I would rather cut my salary down so that we can keep people on the job. The reason for that is because Ellen them was getting too much money. They overpaid certain people because Ellen goal was to pay people back who benefited her. So it was the IMF that came and said, look, President Weah, you need to trim the salary so you can keep everybody on board. When that happened, that when I came back and said the government did the right thing. The only thing that I still have issue with, they should have categorized the different salary structure. So when you listen to Mr. Toy talking here, that is one of the reasons when I decided to support the government that time. All right, let me progress.
And we came, by the end of 2019, the crisis was set behind us with the new IMF program. We entered 2020 with a strong showing. We're headed for a positive growth. The projection was maybe near 1% of GDP growth in 2020. But then COVID came, so we took another hit.
The simultaneous withdrawal of UNMIL, United Nations' largest peacekeeping operation ever at the time, compounded the challenges by stripping naked the adverse impacts of unattended structural economic flaws, policies inactions, fiscal and monetary indiscipline, and administrative negligence.
You see that now? So what is going on here? When the IMF, when UNMIL left, it took away huge economic surplus of money into the economy. Whenever you hear any opposition in America, in Liberia, telling you that the government need to pay the people on time, here is why you need to ask them, do you pay taxes in our country? I got property there. Many of them got property there. They don't pay taxes. We in the country here that own property here, we pay taxes. So only those who pay taxes, whether it's running their business or own a property, Liberia don't pay taxes in Liberia. So how they expect the government to be able to pay when we say they're using our taxpayer money? Some people say they're using the taxpayer money, they're not even paying taxes in our country. So when UNMIL left, it became very, very tight because the government was only getting money from the Indian, the Chinese, the Lebanese business people who are paying taxes, and few sincere Liberians that are paying taxes. And that the tax money they're using. Another thing I'm telling you guys, look, I only want to educate you guys here because of what I have acquired and what I have learned. I see this as an opportunity. But let me say this. The government got certain money that they got to generate every month. Let me pick on somebody here, all right? Let me pick on somebody here. I'll pick on my man D Black, all right? And then I will pick on my sister Emily here, all right? Let's say D Black is the finance minister. And then my sister Emily is the IRA boss. I want you to listen to this, though. I want you to listen to this. Every month, the government need to take pay, right? D Black, who is the finance minister, will call Emily up and say, Emily, yes, we're going into the new month now. Let's say the new month starting in by next week Sunday. D Black will call Emily today and he will tell Emily the new month going to be starting next Sunday. By Monday, we need to start paying the people. But from the beginning of September, D Black told Emily, since she is the IRA, the internal revenue boss, to tell all the businesses in there, you need to pay taxes to us. The reason D Black is calling on Emily, because every month, all the government officials, from the president, the national legislature, all the government officials and the Liberian people who working in the government, including Yaka Kolobaren that calling the president every day. Before every month end, let's say D Black will look at Emily and say, Emily, we need about $5 to $8 million in the account. Or let's say we need $3 million in the account. Or $4 million before the month end. And D Black will call Emily and say, Emily, today is September the 1st. By the time September end, we want to have that $4 million in the account. Because that money is used for what we call the waste bill. Now, Emily will have to report to D Black every 2 weeks. 4 weeks, By September 15, Emily will call. D-Block, yeah. How much we got now? Oh, we got about 2 million down. 2 million? But we need 4 million to pay the people when the month end. And in 2 weeks, we not get 4 million? Wow. The third week come. Emily call again and say, oh, we only got 350 million. What? And we only got 1 more week to end. Then the month end. The government officials then out there, the regular worker them, they finish promising people, oh, the month we come and get our pay, we come and get our pay. Now, Emily is telling D-Block that they only have 350 million. Where are they going to get the other 50 million, make it 4 million? And that 350 million is coming from the Chinese business people, the Indian business people, the Lebanese business people, and the Fuda business people. What about you and myself that got property in that town? Why are we not paying taxes? All the ones that you see sitting around here, they're not paying taxes. They're not paying taxes. This is one of the powerful information I'm giving you guys today. Joe Boca, they're not paying taxes in our town. They're not paying taxes. Jeha in the town, we must not pay taxes. What they can say, if you don't pay your taxes, the IRS can garnish your wages, they can garnish your property, they can do everything to you. It don't happen in Liberia. And now when the month end, let's say by the time the month end, Emily will call and say, D-Block, the month now end, the only taxes we collected is only 350 million. Then you get to the final minister. Then the final minister will ask the president, how do we pay the people then? President will say, for all in the cabinet, don't pay all yet. The 50 million that are not there, take the one, pay the civil servant then. Sometimes the opposition lawmaker then they will go there and say, my man, you can give our money. The opposition lawmaker not go there and say, you can give our money. Who said, but we got to pay the people then out there first? No, you give our own. The very thing they accusing the government of today, when they ever get power in our country, when it start to happen, they will not tell the Liberian people what I'm telling you. They will say that Joe did it. You see, early that time, early them were getting more money. You know, them were getting paid every 2 weeks, sometimes every month. And when the people go in shopping, the money come to early them. So the little tax money early them to collect, they get something there. When the union people take it, they buy something, they put pay the taxes, the money was just there, it was just there, it was just there, it was just there, it was just there. And that's what Ellen did. Ellen was so smart. She kept begging, hey, let you stay here. Let you stay here. Ellen was not begging for you to stay because of herself. She wanted to maintain that idea holding the economy. That's what Ellen was doing. So, after what I just explained to you, when you left, the money was not coming anymore. That how come IMF came and say, you got two choices, Mr. Weir. You either lay off people and keep their salary, or you cut over everybody's salary and you be able to pay them. That's why Joe Bogart and not telling the people out there today. And you don't come and say, oh, they'll see here, they cutting your pay. That's how evil that woman is. That's how evil he is. That's how evil he is. When you talk to big people in the government, you will get to understand. You will get to understand. You and I, majority of Liberians that own property back home, we're not paying taxes. And you know government is not a private institution that make profit. Government only live by taxpayer money. That's what happening in our country today. So Emily, if you are the RRA boss that's supposed to collect revenue, and D Black is waiting for that money to be in our account, by the time they say the 25th of the month, it are 30 days, you got 5 more days. It are 31 days, you got 6 more days. Your house start beating it. Oh God, what are people going to say again? You didn't get a pay on time. The next thing they're going to go out there. Ladies and gentlemen, the government of Liberia don't want to pay the people for 3 months. Those buckers that are making that noise out there, they're not even paying fast in terms of taxes. Any know the story well. Western Gafine know it, Commies know it, but these are the tricks and lies that they're hiding from the people. They don't want to tell them. You think the thing I just told you here right now, whenever you hear the government, you know what they used to talk about budget shortfall? Let's say D Black will look at the budget. And like you got people out there who owing you. D Black get up today, you go to the president. Let me see who will be my president here today. I will make Tobagi my president. Tobagi is my president. New Year come. The New Year come in now. Tobagi is my president. I mean, he's the president for Emily, who is the RRA boss. Tobagi, or D Black, who is the finance minister. D Black will go to the president and say, hey, Preso, yeah. This year, we're going to project $750 million for the money to take care of everything this year. Really? Yes. D Black is making that projection. The money he called to the president is not in the bank sitting down there. It's not sitting in the bank. D Black been thinking that, oh, the Lebanon people get 4 million, the Indian people get 3 million, 1 million or 2 million. Then the other people that paying small taxes will get the other million. We'll put all together, we'll get that 750 million. That's how will people pay the government. Everything he just assuming. And the president will say, you sure I'm going to put my signature on the thing here? Yeah. That is the forecast. That's why they call the forecast. The money not in the account. It's like you read somebody's check and say, yeah. Or tomorrow your check will cash. Then you go, you read the check. Then you send it. Your heart beating. Because you know that money not in that account, but if you're writing check. What's going to happen if that check go in the bank and your money not arrive there? It go into bounds. When they put through the forecast, that's how they can be worrying. When they do that forecast, they gotta be begging the Liberian people, begging the Indian people, begging the other people to keep paying their taxes. The man who working, going to work every day, ain't get time. All you doing, tell the people say, we should be taking pay. By the time you say, my children, man, not worry. End of the month, we buy a new bag of red. D Black making that plan. D Black got to go to Emily and say, Emily, you got to make sure you collect that money, oh. And Emily got to send the people then out there. After every 2 weeks, either D Black will call Emily or Emily will call D Black. Oh, this is how much we got now for the month. Yeah, all right. So how far we gone now so far? Well, we not do January, February, March, April, May. We come to June now. All right, Jeremy, that's how the month will soon be in the year. That's how the government live. They pay little by little. So when you see someone like Alexander coming, don't want to open a job because he don't want the people to survive. He want to strangulate the people. That's the problem that the president is going through today in our country. That's the problem they're going through today. That is what happening throughout. That's what been happening. You know how the top people used to do it back in the days? When the Congo people government were there? All of them were having businesses. They were running businesses. So they used to go and just use the other money and put it in there. Now, you know what Joe Weir then did? That Eddie then did not do? I forgot to tell you that one. Let's say Emily came back and told D Black, today is the 28th. But we only got 350 million. D Black said, talk it. We finished. I wasn't even going to go out there again. We pay the people again. During any that time, you know what any to do? Any then will go right back into the central bank and go take money from there and put it into the wage bill. But that central bank money is a money that you're not supposed to touch. Back in the days when we used to bank here with Bank of America, Wachovia, those bank there back in the day, they would tell you, say, your minimum in your account should be $100. I don't care whether you broke us out there. Don't come here for that $100 unless you close your account. And when you close your account, we take some money from that and give you the balance. Back in the days, Eddie then used to do the same thing like that. They will go straight to the central bank and go and take money from there. They'll go and take money from there. But that was wrong because that money in that bank is just like how when you see some of the bank in America, they say FDIC, Federal Deposit Insurance Company. You can't take that money from there. So when we are came to power, we are said we're not going to borrow from that bank. So they pass a law. I don't care that 475 million, that 25 million, we are again going to the bank to go borrow that money from them. They cannot do it. Even though the men are over the bank, work for we are, he will look at you and say, you're not getting no money from here. Because that's a law. The American government is aware, the international community is aware that we're supposed to reserve it for foreign investors. So we can do that. That is what we are then put ourselves in today. So whenever the government cannot reach that wage bill, they ain't got nowhere to go get money. They ain't got nowhere to go. Because the Liberian there right now paying taxes to the government. They got land and over there, they pay taxes. You remember one time you heard the story where the government went and took money from the Central Bank of Liberia to the American embassy? That was true. Because they were trying to fill on us on the just when they say you borrow the money, we pay you back. The people said, you're not money they give you. And the Liberian people started laughing. But those of them that were laughing, they don't even pay taxes. Hey, you and myself are paying taxes here. What people always say, the money that we can be sending to our people then back home. And they say we are the major contributor. Yes. You see, my friend, the middle class. In Liberia, we don't have middle class, right? We got the rich class, which are the politicians, and we got what? The common class, the poor people. But where is the middle class? The middle class Liberians are abroad, and they are the one that watching me here right now. We got Tobagi, we got Emily, we got Henry Yango, we got D Black. You guys are the middle class of people. But the only difference there is you're living outside of Liberia. So Liberia middle class, they are living outside of the country. They are living where? Outside of the country. Our middle class. But the reason that they are more of a problem and not a help, they got property back there. They got other things that they're supposed to be paying taxes on. They're not paying the taxes. But the money that is sent to their family and friends, how much the government get, that is why people always say the diaspora community make more contribution. But the contribution, I wouldn't go in there because it's going to their family. But they were paying taxes on their own. When I sat down one time, I asked the finance minister, I said, why people in the country that cannot pay taxes? Why you're not coming after us? Some of our own property to say, you got to pay. Too many things beyond that. Some of your BB people that you see every day in that town, in the opposition passing around, they're not paying taxes. They're not paying taxes. In America, yeah, movie star and Wesley Snowden, single Laurel Hill, they put it there in jail because they didn't pay taxes. But in Liberia, you got big people in the opposition They're not paying taxes. They're not paying taxes. That's why I can look at them passing around here preaching the people not paying taxes. Y'all let those guys in opposition fool you, they take power, you're finished. They will go to the central bank, they will fuck everything up. That's what they will do. The problem with the government today, your CDC put them, they don't confide in some of us to tell you the truth. They would rather go to other people then and go confide in them. That is the saddest thing about it. That is the saddest thing about it. That is the saddest thing about it. They don't confide in those people. I mean, in some of us. I must say here, I ask the question, why am I not paying taxes? Why I am not being asked to pay taxes? Why am I being asked to pay taxes? You couldn't say anything. They got it there. They got their website. Liberia Revenue Authority, they got their website. They got their website. But the people don't want to pay their taxes. The people don't want to pay their taxes. The Liberian people refusing to pay their taxes. Everything is online. But it's too much of lie and lie and lie and lie. They don't want to do it. All right? Let's do something here quickly here before we leave. Let's do something quickly here before we leave. Let me share the page with you guys here. I will see the thing shortly just now. It's coming on for you guys. Let me see how it's going to look. There you go. All right. So let me come back here and get myself out of here so you can see. That is the Liberia Revenue Authority down there, folks. Let me go back to the other screen where I can interact with it. This is the Liberia Revenue Authority here. That's the website here. This is the website. This is the website. Everybody should be able to come in here and pay your taxes. Everybody supposed to come here and pay your taxes. You can do your filing here. Everybody. But when you go ask the librarian to come pay your taxes here, all right? When you say come pay your taxes, they will not want to pay their taxes. You see, I say pay your taxes through online. You go tell them to come pay their taxes here. You know what they're going to tell you? Oh, I'm going to pay my taxes. But when you pay your taxes here, you will get a printout. It will print your receipt out for you. And then if the government try to lie, you will say, you know what? I pay my taxes. Get a receipt here. And you say, I'm paying nothing anymore. They cannot do that. Yes, they cannot do that. They cannot do that. Yes, they cannot do that. That's what they can do. They cannot do that. They will not do it. Liberians will not pay their taxes. They will not pay their taxes. That's how wicked we are. That's how wicked we are. It's right there. Click any other thing in here. It's right there. They will tell you to pay your taxes. You can request for anything here. You can pay your taxes. But guess what? Our people are not willing to pay taxes in our country. And that's why the government is struggling with that. If you and myself are paying taxes here, paying taxes to the Liberian government, you think, because myself, y'all know me, how technical I am. Y'all know how technical I am. I asked all the damn questions I wanted to ask. Why if I pay my taxes and you say I'm paid, it will be printed out. And on that very day, I tested the system, pay for somebody's tax, got their tax information, I pay for them, I got a printed receipt. I kept it. But your brothers and sisters, them, they're not willing to pay no taxes in our country. You must try something before you complain about it. You ever see any of them showing you the thing around here? You ever see it? No, they will not show it to you. They will not show it to you. They will not bring the thing and show you guys for you to see it here. No, because they want to hide it. They cloak them behind your pocket. They're going to show you anything. They're not there to educate you. They are only there to lie to you. They are only there to do a lie to you. Because they didn't do nothing. Let's finish the video here so we can get out of here, folks. Let's finish the
The
video here.
challenging times were predicted by former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. For the first time, Liberians began to see and feel what had awaited them behind the haven that unmale presence had created. There was no economic diversification. After 70 years, Liberia was still depending on the exportation of its iron ore, logs, and rubber, whose prices had plummeted on the world market. There was no value chain creation and no additional manufacturing. The country was still import dependent, and trade deficit was as high as 677 million US dollars. 94.8% of the national budget was recurrent expenditure responding to the needs of the 75,000 persons in government instead of its 4 million population. About 40% of Liberia was covered by mostly substandard concession investments through fruitless agreements that were condemned by international anti-graft organizations.
BR came and fooled us, they lied to us, tell a lot of stories that here.
These are all things that they did to the people now.
They were going to do it, they never did it.
And
Up to today, we are destroyed our property, and people here in Roma say they leave the country.
State-owned enterprises that should have been contributing tens of millions to the national budget were either unnecessarily debt-ridden, as in the cases of LEC and LWSC, or mismanaged, like the case of Local. The presence of unmailed hid the boomerang impasse of all those ills behind a facade of billions of inflows and tens of thousands of jobs and service contracts that gave the population the false impression of a performing economy.
Yeah.
Despite the pressing challenges, President Weah, similar to his exploits on the soccer pitch, braced himself and is surmounting the challenges, going beyond expectations and proving his critics wrong. In less than 3 years, he is squeezing water out of rocks to reverse his country's situation at a pace that matches the full 6 years presidential term of an average president. Liberia had a total road network of about 12,000 kilometers, but for 170 years, only 771 kilometers of roads were paved.
170 years out of all that road. Yeah.
While the rest of the road network remained unpaved. President George Weah's government has accelerated the pavement of over 200 kilometers of roads in 2 years, and he is progressing to 500 kilometers by the end of his first term, 2023.
Infrastructure development remains the fulcrum of the pro-poor agenda for prosperity and development. Mr. President has consistently indicated that infrastructure development is going to be the hallmark of his administration. Not only has Mr. President indicated this, he has practically demonstrated his commitment to infrastructure development, because all of us have come to realize that the road to development begins with the development of roads. Our country over the years, our country over many, many decades has suffered. The people of Liberia have suffered as a result of deplorable roads, as a result of bad roads. And so what this administration has thought it necessary to do is to build the roads of Liberia. So the President has said that he will connect Liberia to Liberians. He will connect our county capitals. He will connect our communities. And consistent with that, we are building the roads of Liberia, because through road construction, we will enhance agricultural development. Through roads construction, the health sector will be developed. Through roads construction, through the development of roads, the educational sector will be enhanced. And so we believe that this priority of Mr. President is not misplaced. And the people of Liberia have demonstrated their gratitude to Mr. President for emphasizing road construction.
So as you can see there, may his soul rest in peace, the public works minister, he articulated adequately the president's goal. Mr. Weah goal for the first 6 years was nothing major but road connectivity, road infrastructure. The reason I decided to show you guys this, there's nowhere on any platform those that support Joe Boyka. You cannot find these guys that support Joe Boyka to talk about what Joe Boyka and Ellen did, because they tried that in 2017 and they got defeated. So there's no way Joe Boyka can run on any record. No way. Because he got none.
Pipeline Road, Chubor Road, Rehab Community Corridor, Small St. Michael Town Hall Court to Patient Shop, Dry Rice Market to Johnsonville, Doe Community, Claratown Road, where there was no road since independence, Bartonsville to Keba to Dixville Road, VOA ELWA Community Access Road, Manatemba Road, ELWA Aratu Community Access Road, Cooper Farm Jangaba Road, Thinkal Village Telecom Road, Soul Clinic Road, Banjok Community Road, Nickley Town Road, Swagger Island Community Road, Logantown Broad Street, St. Kizito Red Light Road, Fairground Road, Grand Bassa County, Banga Broad Street, Bon County, Bopolu City Street, Bapolu County, Greenville, Sino County, Barclayville, Grand Crew County, Foka Mission Road. Additionally, with the development partners' assistance solicited by President George Weah, construction is also ongoing on major corridors throughout Liberia. Notwithstanding the support from partners, the Weah-led government is partly contributing resources to all of these road projects. The Coca-Cola factory to ELWA Junction Road is being paved with assistance from the World Bank. The CDC administration resuscitated a 2007 agreement with ArcelorMittal and also contributed $13 million to the Ganta to Yekepa Road project, which is nearing completion. Under his signature coastal highway project, the president has secured $30 million from the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development to pave from Barclayville to Southtown, that is in Grand Crew County, and from Southtown to Cloney in Sino County. The CDC-led government renegotiated the terms of the Banga to Salaye Road, which is now ongoing. President George Weah's government negotiated with the OPEC Fund for International Development and signed a $25 million concessional facility to extend the construction of the Banga to Konya Road as far as Vonjaman in Lofa County. His government also negotiated and signed agreements with the Kuwaiti Fund and the Arab Bank for Development in Africa, BADIE, to pave the road from Vonjaman to Menikoma Highway to complete the paved road network in Lofa County. The Weah-led government has sourced funding from African Development Bank and broken grounds for the pavement of Sekimpa to Logato Road. Procurement for civil works has been completed and contract signed. President Weah has embarked on another ambitious project to upgrade and expand the 44 kilometers RIA road into a modern expressway. The first tranche of money is secured, and resettlement payments are now made to residents in the right-of-way of the route to make demolition feasible. The German government has committed 16 million US dollars, and the World Bank has also committed 29 million US dollars to construct the Ganta to Tapita to Zedru road project. The government of Liberia and the government of the People's Republic of China.
Let me just stop the thing right there, guys. I mean, the information is so overwhelming that we will have to stop here for the night. Yes, like I told you guys, I was going to be here for 1 hour, but I thought it was just to give you guys a heads up. We are on a platform. We are not being supported by nobody, absolutely nobody. Everything I'm doing here is nothing but sacrifice. I want to look forward to you guys to at least help on the platform here, to at least look in your pocket. There are people who getting money from the government. You know me, I don't equal with him. There are people who are getting money for the government that are pushing the agenda. There's nothing wrong with anybody getting money from the government. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. Let me just show you guys what the people send here the few days to our house here. All right, there's nothing wrong here. Let me just show you what the people send here to my house here. Let me just show you what the people send here to my house here. All right, right here. You see right here. Let me see if I can send it show it to you guys here. Right here. They thinking straight to my web email from the Democrat. You can earn $200 plus $50 by just talking to your friends and family about voting. All right. This is coming from the Democratic Party, of which my wife is part of. You talk to people, they pay you. It's campaign. We come here, we do our thing here. We're not getting money. There are other people who do the same thing for the opposition, they're getting money. There are other people who do it for the government, they're getting money. But for us, we ain't getting nothing. We ain't getting nothing. On the platform, we ain't getting nothing. But we'll come here and we'll try to analyze things. I just want to be upfront with you guys. You're enjoying it now. You're enjoying the information because we're showing it here and we're breaking it down. But we're not getting nothing. So I'm looking up to you guys to help. To help. If you can't help, then you're no different from the opposition too now. Then that means I need to pick an opposition who will say, hey, J. Randy, you know, you're very good at spinning things for us. Yeah, late here, can't join our team. So what happens if I join them tomorrow? Will you blame me? If they say, oh, come, we'll give you something better, will you blame me? Because I have to survive too, right? Will you blame me? Will you blame me? Because they see how time the government catching, that they see how time someone are catching, but we still got to survive. Information is not free. The people who are on a different network in America, they are millionaires because they are providing information that help people understand what's going on. So if y'all want to be short-handed, then it will not be good for every one of us here. All right? So y'all look in your little poise and try to support the platform here. We're not selling certificate here. I'm not in the business of selling certificate. I always tell my man Yango, Yango always laugh at me. I don't sell certificate. And you know, but we provide good information here that can empower you to go and have conversation out there. But you got to be very honest with yourself too. And you know, and say, you know what, Jay, when you do your best, let's do this, let's do that. And you know, I remember when I used to listen to Costa in Liberia, when I used to listen to Radio LRB, I used to contribute to Radio LRB. There's a guy who now on Freedom Radio every morning, they call Gus. Gus and myself to be making contribution all the time because the information they were providing to us at that time, I felt like it was very, very important for my understanding, my knowledge. So I always used to like chip in little thing. So guys, you need to try and do the best here. All right. You see, God, if I go them say when there's no money coming, they got to find somewhere to go. They're not doing it because they want to do it. Fagon is a guy who believes that nothing is for free. And do you blame the brother? I don't think anybody should blame Fagon if Fagon is not doing the right thing. So we'll stop there, guys, tonight, and then I will join you guys. But please, there go the cash app underneath there. Whatever you can send will be greatly appreciated. I would like to say thank you to you guys. God bless you guys. I'm out of here. See you guys tomorrow. All right? Bye and good night.